Welcome to Gate City Insider. I'm Rosemary Plyven. Today we are focusing on everything you need to know about the North Carolina Folk Festival, the performers, the special events, and ways for you to get involved. This big event is coming up really fast, so now is the time to make your plans. It is September 8th through the 10th in downtown Greensboro, and there are some things that are going to stretch it out a little longer too. So yes, now is the time to make your plans. With us today, Amy Grossmann, President and CEO of the North Carolina Folk Festival. Hello and welcome.
Well, thank you very much, Rosemary. Glad to be here.
How are you feeling right now? Is it excitement, nervousness, busyness, all of the things?
Above. All of the above. It's all of it, and that's the way it is. That's the life cycle of a festival.
Yes, well, and it's coming up fast. Okay, let's talk about performers just in general. How many stages? How many people? How much time, of music and performance will we see?
So we, just like the setup last year, we have 4 main performance stages, plus a couple of other things that I know we'll talk about later, just to get people actively engaged in the festival. But with those 4 stages, we have just over 25 performers who are going to be coming. They're coming from international destinations, other places in the U.S., and then right here in North Carolina.
And so we start Friday evening, all day Saturday, and then most of the day on Sunday too.
That is correct. That has been our form, starting off around, happy hour on Friday, so folks who are downtown, stick around, and the musical will start right away at the end of the workday.
And people are excited because most of these events are free. I mean, when we're talking about the festival through the Friday through Sunday, it's free stuff.
That's exactly right. That is part of our mission, that it's free admission, so we invite everyone to come and enjoy.
Okay, so let's dive into talking about a few of the performers today. Just to give you a little taste of what's coming. We're not going to go through all of them, 25 plus, so, but we want to give you an idea of kind of the different variety that you're going to hear. All right, so first we're going to give you a little preview. This is Layla, am I saying her name?
That's correct.
Layla McCalla. Layla McCalla.
C'est nous qui boulanger, c'est nous pouler l'enfant, c'est nous qui faisait nat là, c'est nous dormir à tes bagages, c'est la pas capable de travailler.
Okay, so Layla is Haitian folk song. So what does that mean? Kind of give us an idea.
So her familial heritage goes back to Haiti. She actually was born and grew up in New York City, became very active, first as a cellist. She's a classically trained cellist, and then started performing black string music. She performed with Rhiannon Giddens for a while as a member of the Carolina Chocolate Drops.
Of course, yes.
That's right. And Layla moved to New Orleans and discovered this whole trove of Haitian folk music. And so she just dove into it. And that's a lot of what's informing the music that she's making today. And so that's what we're going to get to hear.
Okay, and when are we going to see her? Is that still kind of in the works?
So Layla is performing all 3 days of the festival.
Sweet.
She'll be there all weekend. We're really excited.
Okay, so you have a few opportunities to catch her and then catch her again if you want to.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about some new music and sounds that maybe you haven't heard before. Enter Cimarron.
Cimarron.
Cimarron. Cimarron. Okay, all right, Cimarron. Here's a quick taste.
Lo que te traigo, te lo guardo yo, aquí en mi pecho y en un rincón. Agüita fresca que traigo yo para el verano de tu corazón. Agüita fresca que traigo yo para el verano de tu corazón. Y este cariño vida que es un tizón.
Okay, ethnic singing, stomp dancing, rapid fire strings. I mean, this is just fun all wrapped up in one.
So this is one of the international groups that's going to be coming from Bogota, Colombia.
Okay.
And they perform a type of music and dance that is from the plains, the llanos in Colombia. So the music is based on, it comes out of the heritage of the ranching tradition. So you might hear some horse rhythms, some things like that. But it's got amazing vocals, absolutely virtuosic string playing, and then the stomp and footwork.
That's fun. Okay, this feels like a good time to pause and say, how do you know about all these performers and artists? How do you find them? How do you experience them? How do you figure out if they're going to be a good fit for our festival?
So this is what I do year-round. This is why it takes a full year to plan the festival. You know, what you see in 3 days is the culmination of many years' work. So I am in touch with, first of all, agents that are, you know, groups that are professionally represented, but also colleagues across the country and across the world who say, hey, Amy, you know, this is my network of people who do this like I do. And they say, hey, there's this incredible group coming from wherever. Hey, would you consider they're going to be in the States or somewhere else in the U.S.? They'll say, Amy, they're going to be traveling through North Carolina. Are you interested in having them at the North Carolina Folk Festival? So it's a lot of networking and a lot of discovery that way from my network.
And I'm guessing you're on YouTube a whole lot, and
Absolutely.
And maybe if there's some close by, you can maybe go see them some.
That's exactly right. Yeah, YouTube has become a great tool.
Yeah.
I always prefer to also see live performances.
Yeah.
I have to see that. If I can't see them in person, YouTube is a great source to see a live performance.
Well, and live streaming is happening
right.
now too, which is a really cool thing. Okay, it's always nice to see some hometown faces in or on the festival stages, and this year we're going to welcome home the Rick Robertson Band.
The coffee is cold and a spliff half smoked on the edge of the ledge from a bedtime toke. I was reaching for rhyme and couldn't quite make the kill. But another day waking is another day free. Till it's hey, who said that? Wait, that was me. There's no limit to what your mind.
All right, tell us about Rick Robertson.
So Rick Robertson is a native of Greensboro.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Born and raised here, still has family here. He has since lived in New Orleans and he's lived in other different places, but he continues to be an incredibly prolific performer, backing up Rhiannon Giddens, backing up Sam Grossmann, performing with a lot of other groups. But Rick also has a lot of projects of his own, developing a lot of his own music. So when the opportunity came up to feature Rick, you know, kind of heading his own group, we just jumped on. It's great to have a hometown boy be part of the festival.
Yeah, has he been part of the festival in another way in
He
the past?
has. He actually has performed at the festival in the past again as a sideman to some other performers who've been here.
Okay, so that's a lot of fun for
Yeah.
people to see him, maybe friends and teachers who haven't gotten to see him in a while and see how he's grown and changed. That's a ton of fun. Okay, how about this? When was the last time you saw a performer use a fiddle and an accordion on stage and kind of seamlessly move between them? Get ready for Cedric Watson and Bijou Creole.
Cochon, 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 cochon de lait. Cochon, 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 cochon de lait.
All right, tell us a little bit about this group.
So Cedric Watson's originally from Texas. He's now based in Lafayette, Louisiana, and he performs a form of music. It's kind of a Creole mix between Cajun and Zydeco. That's always incredibly popular at the festival every year. So, you know, the thing that Cedric brings to it is that mix, that Creolization of Cajun and Zydeco music. So you'll hear him singing in English, maybe a little French, and then also a little Louisiana Creole.
And so, again, this feels like a good time to pause and say, you know, it feels like there are things from, you know, so many different cultures coming in, different countries, different parts of our country. You know, how do you get that balance and that mix? And how often are you kind of stepping back and looking at it as a whole and saying, okay, we've got too much here, we need some more here?
That I really do think about the festival program as a map. I mean, I do think of it as a puzzle on a map, making sure that I've got a real mix, a diverse mix of different traditions and different sounds, you know, to fill all of that in, to make sure I'm touching on a little bit of just about everything. So that's absolutely part of what goes into putting that program together.
And you probably want some that are going to like be surprises for people when they go and they're going to be like, whoa, you know, I've not heard something like this, or I didn't know I liked this. And then, you know, you get exposed to it and your whole worldview changes.
That is some of my favorite feedback that I hear from people, is when they discover something that they hadn't previously been exposed to and all of a sudden they're a big fan. That happens every single year with at least one group and one person.
Love it, love it. Okay, I'm sure lots more. You just might not hear them all.
right.
That's true. Okay, and when you think of folk music, then I bet this sound comes to mind.
The time has come to say goodbye. I'm asking you to please don't cry. The time for me won't be so long to know you're happy back at home.
All right, Zoe and Cloyd, tell us about them.
So this is another North Carolina group. They're based in Asheville, and it's a husband and wife couple. And what's really special about their music is they combine a lot of the sounds that we're accustomed to coming out of Southern Appalachia, you know, the old-time bluegrass, but it's also got a little Jewish twist on it.
Oh.
So there's a little bit of, it's kind of like klezgrass is what they call
Okay.
it. And it's a really
I've never heard that word before.
it's their word. It's wonderful. So, you know, anyone who's a fan of bluegrass, old-time music, or klezmer, any one of them or all of them, that's what you're going to find all wrapped into one group.
That sounds a lot of fun. Okay, when you're talking to performers, like, what is your feedback that you get from them about them wanting to come and then maybe even wanting to come back to Greensboro?
So one of the things that we hear every year from the performers, it's part of our goal to be very hospitable to them and treat them really well. When they come, we have volunteers who take care of them all weekend, and our goal is just to let them worry about what they're doing on stage and nothing else, none of the logistics. We've got the logistics behind the scene covered, and every year we get such amazing reports from the performers who had such a great time with us. They email us year-round asking when they can come back.
Yeah.
But you know, the other great thing is that they are, by word of mouth, spreading the news of how well Greensboro treats musicians who come to this community. So that is incredibly great for Greensboro, for the North Carolina Folk Festival. Artists are wanting to come here because they're treated well when they come here.
That's great, and that starts with all of us. Actually.
That's right. That's
and
exactly
just
right.
take us back really quickly and give us a 1-minute version of how the North Carolina Folk Festival came to be in Greensboro.
So the predecessor to the North Carolina Folk Festival was the National Folk Festival. Greensboro was part of a national bid to host the National Folk Festival, won that bid. The National Folk Festival was here in Greensboro from 2015 to 17, and we transitioned it. Well, it was baked into the plans from the start that we would carry on a legacy event after the National, which we did. And so that transition happened in 2018 when we became the North Carolina Folk Festival, and this year is our 9th year.
And you see other cities have done the same thing, and I know that if you look at the website, they're kind of your partners, and you share ideas and share performers and grow from this network.
That's right. We refer to each other as sister festivals.
Okay.
So we have sister festivals in Richmond, Virginia, and in Lowell, Massachusetts. Those are communities that also started off with the National Folk Festival and then transitioned to their own festival at home. So yeah, absolutely. Those are some of those colleagues and people that we're sharing and exchanging ideas. This artist was great. You need to book them at your festival. Yeah. All of that is going on all the time year round.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So remember, this is we've just given you a tiny taste. Only a handful of the more than 25 performers who will be taking the stage at the North Carolina Folk Festival. Again, it's coming up September 8th through the 10th in downtown Greensboro. Most events are free, and you can find the full lineup at ncfolkfestival.com. It is there now, so check it out. Start making your plans. Go ahead and block out the whole weekend because you don't want to have any other obligations other than fun and music and food and just entertainment that weekend. However, in addition to all the things we have told you and the things we haven't told you, there's some special events going on that you might want to add to your calendar as well. And some of them extend on either side of the weekend. So we're going to tell you about those right after this quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Gate City Insider. Today is all about the North Carolina Folk Festival. It's coming up September 8th through the 10th in downtown Greensboro with a full lineup of free, fun entertainment. There are also some extra events that you really should consider adding to your calendar. Amy Grossmann is president and CEO of the North Carolina Folk Festival. Hello and welcome once again. All right, something new to Greensboro this year, and it is called Ethno USA. What is that?
So there's an international organization that facilitates convenings of young musicians all over the world. Okay. Ethno is a program that's in 40 different countries. Oh, wow. And just a couple years ago, they had held the very first convening here in the United States, out near Asheville. And after a couple years, they decided to just kind of make a change. They're coming to the North Carolina Folk Festival. We will be the only host in the United States of this international convening of musicians. They're coming to Greensboro about a week before the festival. They're going to workshop together, about 40 musicians from all over the place. And the culmination of the work that they do together, that peer-to-peer learning where they teach each other songs, is going to be 2 live performances as part of the festival.
Oh, cool.
It's incredibly exciting for not only for Greensboro, but for the North Carolina Folk Festival to be the only location in the United States that is hosting this incredibly special convening of young musicians from across the globe.
And how did these musicians join this? I mean, where do they come from, and why do they want to be part of it? I mean, like, what makes it so special?
So there is an application process, on the website that is managed by the Ethno program, which is based in Brussels, Belgium.
Okay.
And so young musicians can apply. They audition to be part of it. And because there is already this international kind of brand and awareness of this program taking place in 40 different countries, a lot of musicians, get excited about it. They vie for a spot to come in. And of course, the appeal of coming to the U.S., I think, is something that will entice some people to want to come.
And so how many musicians again are going to be?
Approximately 40 is what will be here.
And then when will we get to see the culmination of their work?
We will get to see the culmination of their work on Friday night at the festival. They'll be one of the opening performances. And then they're going to do it again on Saturday.
Love it. That sounds like a lot. You can read more about that right now, by the way, on NorthCarolinaFolkFestival.com and see the application and all of that. Also new this year, because you just had a little dead time, I think, on Sunday morning. You needed something. You were bored, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A 5K.
Yeah, so, quick background, there are members of the running community here in Greensboro who love the festival. Yeah. And they came to us and said, there are probably 30 or more different run clubs, and we all have different styles, different paces, different surfaces that we like to run on, but we really want to have one unifying event, to support a cause that we all care about. And they came to us and said, could we do a 5K associated with the festival?
And you were like, yes, please.
We're like, sure, of course. So we have this wonderful team of different leaders of different run clubs who are working with us because we've never produced a 5K before. Right. They have. Yeah. So they're coaching us. We're coaching them on festival logistics, and we're coming together to host this 5K on Sunday morning. It is a fundraiser for the festival, so the proceeds are all going to support the Folk Festival.
And you get a T-shirt, a Folk Festival T-shirt, which is super fun.
You get a T-shirt, you get a bib, you get all the things like that that folks are accustomed to at races.
And you get an early start to the festival. You'll be there, you'll have your parking space, you'll be set to go.
That's right, and we're very intentionally starting performances a little bit earlier on Sunday for that purpose, because all those folks, when they're done running, they can buy drinks, they can eat some food, and performances will start right away.
Oh, so much fun. Well, that'll be a lot of fun. I will look forward to cheering them on. Go! Yes, you're doing great. Okay, back for another special evening of songs of justice and hope. That's coming up the Wednesday before the main event, so September 6th, and that's at the Carolina Theater.
So this has been an annual tradition since the first year of the festival. The only year we haven't done it is in 2020. Right. But yeah, so for several years, Laurelyn Dossett, who is well known here in the Greensboro community in North Carolina, wonderful singer, songwriter, performer, she pulls together this stellar lineup of other performers, and they do a concert every year on themes of freedom and justice. And this year we're going to do that on Wednesday night. It is going to be at the Carolina Theater, and some of the other performers who are going to be in the lineup that night are going to be familiar to local folks. Alice Gerard, Phil Wiggins, who's from DC, he's a blues musician. I'm trying to think of who else. Why are they escaping me right now? Lots of people. Go to the website and find out.
Yes, absolutely. And this is another fundraiser for the festival?
It's a ticketed event, and the proceeds do support the festival.
Super. Okay. And Not Your Average Folk Contest. That's been a lot of fun, too, as we kind of lead up to the festival. Tell us about that.
So the Not Your Average Folk Contest is something we started 3 years ago, and it was a way to kind of, in a very fun, cooperative, but competitive space, give an opportunity for North Carolina-based musicians to compete for a spot to perform at the festival. It's been incredibly successful, and this past year we had, I think, over 50 applications. Wow. We just wrapped up the popular voting online, so the Shoal Diggers from Hillsboro were voted by the Populous to be the grand prize winner of the contest. They're going to be performing at the festival, and they're also going to get some studio time with Greensboro recording studio,
Yeah.
Black Rabbit Audio.
Awesome.
That's also part of their award. So it's very exciting.
So, I mean, it just comes back around supporting the community, supporting the music, keeping this growing, this movement growing, and the music growing, and really the interest of it. So it's a lot of fun. Well, super. Are you going to be running?
Walking.
You're going to be walking in it, okay? And you'll be at all these state events, I know.
Absolutely.
So I'm not even going to ask you that part, and I'll cheer for you when you walk
Thank
by.
you.
Yeah, I won't tell you to speed up or anything, I promise. Okay, so if you want to register for any of these, buy tickets to them, you can do it all right now. Just head to the website, ncfolkfestival.com. Look for the events and programs tab, and you'll find all the events we just talked about right there. If you want to get that t-shirt, you want to register early, there's all that kind of stuff. So go ahead and get that done right now. There is more to come. Oh yes, there is more. We haven't even talked about all there is to go with the North Carolina Folk Festival. We're going to talk about how yes, I'm talking to you, can be more personally involved with the festival when we come back right after this break. Welcome back to Gate City Insider. Today is all about the North Carolina Folk Festival, the free entertainment, the special events, the concerts, a new music exchange program, a 5K. There is something for everybody. You just want to block off that whole weekend, September 8th through the 10th in downtown Greensboro. And yes, there's just a little bit more. Amy Grossmann is president and CEO. Welcome back once again. All right, so if you have a musical talent that you would like to share, how can you do that? Is there a way to do that at the Folk Festival?
There absolutely is. This will be our second year at the festival of hosting the Center City Jams, which this year we're producing in partnership with Downtown Greensboro Parks. And there will be a space designated in Center City Park for people to bring their instruments and participate in jams. So we're going to have facilitated jams with Irish music, with bluegrass.
Oh,
we're going to have a
fun.
beat cipher. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. And when they're not doing their thing, other people can come in and just jam out. So we invite people to come in and be part of the music making at the festival this year.
I love it. Okay, if you have no musical talent, how can you support the festival and still be involved?
Well, one of the ways is through volunteering.
Yeah.
We always rely on volunteers. They are partners in helping us produce the festival. Last year alone, our volunteers contributed 2,000 hours of work towards making the festival happen, which is really significant. And it's really important. You know, one thing about being in Greensboro from the start, Greensboro has a spirit and a value of volunteerism that comes out of so many different events that already existed in this community. And we've been the beneficiaries of that and contributed towards growing that in our community. So lots of different roles to choose from.
What can you do?
If you prefer to be seated the whole time, we've got something for you. If you want to be moving around, we've got something for you. So lots of opportunities. People just need to go to the website. Registration is open and will be open as long as shifts are still available.
Yeah, and you get to wear a t-shirt too,
And
which
you
is
get
super
a t-shirt.
fun. Yeah.
You get a t-shirt
That
as
is
well.
fun, and the respect and admiration of all your community by helping out.
Absolutely.
Seriously, that is true. I'm not joking about that at all. Okay, if you want to, if you own a business or you personally want to support the festival, what are ways you can do that?
The best way to do that is through donations. That can be in-kind gifts. You know, we actually have a lot of crew members, for example, who come in and we feed them when they're setting up the festival. You know, so if someone wants to donate some food or donate some gift certificates, that's an enormous help to us to take care of those people. But also, you know, just with the financial support, you know, this is a free admission festival, so the more financial support we get from people, the better off we are.
What does it cost to put on this festival?
Our overall operating budget for the organization is about $1.2 million.
So it's a lot. So it
Yeah,
takes a lot of partners. So
it
tell
does.
us about some of your partners. This is a chance to say hello and thanks to some of them.
Yeah, so I mentioned, downtown Greensboro parks. We're going to have the Center City Jams in Center City Park, and we're going to have our family activities area in LeBauer Park this year.
Nice.
So that's going to be really nice. Of course, the City of Greensboro is a huge producing partner with the festival. We also partner with DGI, activating, getting the word out with downtown Greensboro. Our hope, obviously, is that people come and enjoy some of the food we have on site, but then those who want to sit down at a restaurant, there's all these incredible food along Elm Street and other places in downtown. So a lot of great partners like that make this all happen. Also, Elon Law School, they make space available to us to be able to do our lawn stage.
Great.
So there's a lot of different partners like that make this possible every year.
Yeah, so when you're walking around, take note, look at the signs, if you know somebody who works at one of these businesses that supported the festival, say thank you, and then go back and shop there, eat there, support them in whatever way, because they're giving back to our community. It's a great thing to do. All right, so finally, how is the best way to kind of make a plan to see what you want to see and hit all these events that you want to hit?
The best way to do that is pull out your mobile device and either go to the website, ncfolkfestival.com, or download our app. And that's where you can see the performance schedule. You can read about and see which performers are going to be where. You can learn about the food vendors. That's really your main guide. We will have printed versions of some of that on site at our information booths. But for those who just want to carry it around and be paperless, go to your mobile phone, carry that around, and use that as your source of festival information.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. Well, Amy, thank you so much for being with
Thank
us
you.
today, sharing a bit about the festival. We cannot wait for it all. Once again, the North Carolina Folk Festival comes back to downtown Greensboro September 8th through the 10th, but events start even before that, so you do want to check out the website, ncfolkfestival.com. That is the place to be live right now. You can find out about all those performers. You can start making your plans. You can buy tickets for some of the special events and sign up to run in that 5K. Work off some of the cheese fries that you ate on Saturday night. Oh, Amy, once again, thank you. Okay, that is our time. Thank you for spending a little bit of yours with us. From all of us here at Greensboro Television Network, have a great day, and we'll see you at the Folk Festival.